There was discrepancies in his blood tests. We were told not to look on the internet because it would basically be distressing, which if you do search it,
it is.
And the consultant basically said, go make the most of the time you've got.
When you deal with parents and children, every day lost is a day where these therapies could be on board and could be helping those kids. I had dedicated my life to trying to create novel medicines for patients with genetic diseases, and we felt like there was all of this early stage research sitting on the shelves of academic institutions, and we couldn't find financing to do it. We were living in this frustrating world when I read this paper by Andrew Lowe.
I'd always assumed that if you had a good scientific or medical idea and you had patients who needed the therapy, that you'd always be able to raise money in order to develop it. But I started running into more and more examples of amazing medical opportunities that were just sort of lying on the shelves because the funding just wasn't there. That's when I started trying to apply these methods of financial engineering to biomedicine.
The bottom line of his paper was that you can't, in a risky system, play the game once. In biotech, the most common outcome is going to be failure, and every once in a while, we're going to hit the jackpot, and in a jackpot-like industry, you should be taking a lot more shots.
The model is a pretty simple one by financial standards. Take a bunch of projects, put them into a single financial entity, and by having enough of the assets, you can get investors really interested in this. You can think about it as Moneyball for biotech.
I'll have to be honest with you. When Neil explained the model to me, I didn't really understand what he was talking about. What I did understand was the concept of trying to go for rare monogenic diseases with unmet needs. That part really appealed to me. Rather than deciding on a project based on the market size and whether the total number of patients is in the thousands or in the millions, we always look at the science first.
The class of diseases that we're talking about is the second or third largest driver of childhood morbidity and mortality. And so we go as quickly as possible.
The corporate structure of Big Pharma hasn't proved to be the optimal structure to incentivize teams to do the right kind of science and the right kind of work, and that's ultimately what BridgeBio is structured and set up to do.
We could have 5 to 10 approved products over the next decade that are out there really helping patients, and a pipeline that's 4-fold larger.
The hope is we actually can get those drugs to patients sooner and ultimately to be able to save more lives. Because shouldn't the science be driving the financing rather than the other way around?
Not me. Say hi. The condition, when it's managed, which his is, they do live a normal life.
He did it.
And we are extremely, extremely lucky.